Adriana, so take us back to when you had your first injury on your foot and sort of the feelings you had when you picked up that injury.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a roller coaster of the last 10 to 12 months, just with, especially, you never want to go through two injuries. And the first one happened back in last February at the She Believes Cup. And it just was something that had been lingering for a bit. And yeah, I remember coming back to London from the US and getting a scan done and sort of figuring out pretty quickly that I had fractured my foot and I needed surgery to fix it. And the problem at the time was I didn't have much time on my hands with the Olympics just around the corner. So I made the decision to do the surgery and to rehab as quickly as possible and get it done, and so I could be back for that next camp that we had with Canada. And luckily it worked out in the short term, I guess you could say. But yeah, it was just great to go through that process and then get back on the field and train for Canada and making the squad and being at the Olympics.
I'm guessing when you sort of first felt the injury in your foot, the first thing probably in your mind was, oh no, the Olympics. Was that sort of how it was for you?
Yeah, I just, at the beginning I didn't really know. And I've been pretty fortunate, I would say, in my career that with my injuries. I haven't had many, and that was definitely the first serious one. So it was a bit of a learning process and all that.
You had sort of 3 months of the season left with the team fighting to survive in the WSL, so it must have been tough for you to be stuck on the sidelines whilst that's going on.
Yeah, definitely. It's never fun to watch on the sidelines, especially with how the end of the season went last year and just watching the team and every moment wishing I could be out there with the girls to help them and all that. So that was definitely tough, just being on the side.
And talk us through a little bit of what your rehab was like for the first stage of the first injury. Like, was it a lot of you sort of being on your own in the gym and working with the physio department, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I remember the first time I had the surgery on the Friday, I think it was, and then on a Saturday morning, I woke up and did a workout at home, which was kind of crazy to think back that I actually had done like a full strength workout the next day after surgery, which was a little crazy. Doing what I could, I wanted to stay in shape as much as possible, and I didn't really want to take too much time off, even after going through a surgery. So yeah, it was just like a lot of gym work and not taking many days off and always doing the most that your body allows you to do. So it's tough, like being on the side and watching your team train every day and then you're stuck inside the gym for a couple hours, 2-3 hours a day. So that's never easy, but that's where the support comes in and having quality staff and friends and family to kind of cheer you on and keep you going.
Coming back into West Ham after the high of the Olympics, and then I think it was 4 or 5 games into the new season that injury reoccurred again. I guess from your point of view, that must have just been so frustrating.
Yeah, I guess you could say frustrating was definitely a word that comes to mind. I think just having done the first injury in February and then going through to the Olympics and only taking a few days off after the tournament, I think that really hurt me. Coming back into West Ham, I didn't necessarily feel like I had rested that much, and definitely, obviously, my foot was a bit vulnerable, and found that out pretty quickly in a training session with West Ham. But injuries happen in sports, so you just have to learn and deal with it and move on, and that's exactly what I did.
And then your rehab this time around, I'm guessing, obviously with like the physio team, it was sort of go again, and make sure that you came back stronger.
Yeah, I think we learned a few things from the last time, and obviously we look to improve and with all the scheduling and all that, just being back in the gym. And yeah, it was, it felt like I was going through deja vu and doing things, again, and some days were definitely tough, and mentally just felt kind of drained and exhausted. And then there was, of course, always the better days, but I had a great support system around me here at the club, and I definitely couldn't have gotten through without the medical staff. So they were really great.
I say, as well as I guess the medical staff, that support group's so important, isn't it, when you're going through things like that? And it can, you know, family and friends as well, I guess, must have been really vital during that, but especially the first period, but also the second.
Yeah, definitely. It was great too. I did the surgery here in London and spent the first 4 weeks here, and then I had the opportunity to go back home and spend some time with my family and some friends, and so that was really nice to have that balance. And then came back here and basically continued the work, and it was great to have also the Canadian staff was a bit involved with my rehab process, and they were working together with the club as well. So,
and as well, in terms of this group of staff that we've got here at West Ham, you've also got a lot of, I suppose you'd say, strong women that are involved within the club, the likes of EJ, Jen, etc.
Yeah, I mean they've been there for me every day, so you know, it's nice to have that support, and you know, they're strong, independent women that show a good example, and great to have by your side.
And then stepping back out onto the pitch against Reading, just talk us through the sort of that feeling of finally being out there again.
Yeah, it definitely was a great feeling. I was a little bit nervous. I almost felt like I was more nervous than I was in the Olympics, but yeah, it had been a long time, you know, coming. I've been thinking about that moment for a while, and felt like I got on the pitch and helped the team secure the win and did what I could. But yeah, it was an incredible feeling to be back out there doing what I love.
And 50 games as well. I mean, you can't really knock that, can you? That's a great achievement.
Yeah, no, I had no idea that was the case, but definitely, yeah, something to be proud of, and hopefully many more to come.